Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3. And today I'm going to be giving you part 10 of What If Naruto Was the Forces of Nature. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And if you're new, I indeed have 4 channels. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince guys. Which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy, yes. It might sound crazy, but it's not, guys. I indeed post What If every single day. So keep back, relax, and yeah, enjoy. And not to mention, I already posted a brand new episode of What If God Like Naruto went to the Marvel Universe. So go ahead, check out that and enjoy, guys. So yeah, without much further ado, and also don't forget to turn on the bell notification so you can see exactly when I post. So let's leap right into this new episode. Starts the intro, guys. So the last point we left off, the team had returned back towards the tower, as they had reported back to Harrison about their encounter with Orochimaru. The man had quickly took the information and sent out his envoys. Naruto had arrived to the balcony as he stood there, when Gaara emerged. However, something happened as Gaara started speaking in a different voice completely. It sounded much sinister, as the fox told Naruto that this sinister chakra was not the Shikaku, it was something else, as Naruto believed that it was perhaps the darkness that was told to him by Leviathan. As Naruto narrowed his gaze towards Gaara, who told him that they will have their battle, he seemed keen on killing Naruto for some reason, as Naruto had no idea what he was. However, he receded as Gaara seemed to completely follow the steps of this thing as he went back towards the location. The remaining time passed as the others finally arrived towards the location to fight. Arriving there, Naruto waited as Sasuke was the first on the fight. He went off against Kankuro in his first match. Kankuro stood no absolute chance against Sasuke, as Sasuke demolished him within seconds. The rest of the matches went off, as the Kumo and Stone Shinobi's watch. The Konoha Kunoichis, except for Saya, was really lacking in the fighting department. However, when Naruto finally heard his name, he went down to face off against Akisaki. Akisaki was big and powerful, however, he didn't expect the amount of force that Naruto attacked him with, and the brutality, not to mention that Naruto was gonna burn him alive. However, the proctor stopped the match seeing that Akisaki was out of it. Kurosaki demolished her foe, as she was hell-bent on being the only survivor in this because her 2 teammates failed. As Saya faced off against Tenten and demolished her, the remaining matches went off. After that, they were given 1 month to train and prepare for the upcoming finals. So with that, several things were set in place as Jiraiya came back to the village, as Hiruzen gave him the location of where Naruto would be. As Hiruzen had told Naruto that someone would like to help him out a bit, as Naruto was surprised by that, as Sasuke was busy focusing on refining his own techniques, as him and Naruto will be facing each other for the finals, and he was truly looking forward to it. So with that, Naruto met up with Jiraiya as he spoke. While that was going on, a distance away, Danzo was thinking about Orochimaru within the village, as he couldn't have Orochimaru make a move. He had been in contact with the man, but he had cut contacts with him, as the relationship between the both of them was not a good one after all. Either of them wanted to kill one another, until they got what they want, which was using one another. But now, because Danzo had a change of heart and the way that things were set now, with his own daughter being involved, as he saw the future of Konoha in these new generation of kids, that he believed would lead the village towards a new prospect that none has ever seen before. So he made a change that didn't see Orochimaru in the upcoming future. That is why he needed the Snake Sanin dead. However, because of their loss of contact, he had no idea where Orochimaru was or where he was even staying at the moment. So for that, Danzo had to put in some work to try and find him. Jiraiya had returned back to the office later that night, as Hiruzen was about to call it a day for tonight. However, he saw Jiraiya came in back. As both him and Naruto had a talk, Naruto said that he understood, but Jerry could see that he was still a bit angry. So he placated him by telling him that he would teach him a few things, as much as he could, as long as he gave him a chance, which he did. So for that, the both of them worked on a technique for the month, which was mainly the Rasengan, as it wasn't hard for Naruto to accomplish with his already stellar control. As Sasuke was still busy pushing himself, as he was perfecting a technique of his, while Naruto worked on his own techniques. The day finally arrived as everyone was there. This was a sight to behold because never in a long while as four Kages gathered together. The teacher Kage was there. Oniki, the right Kage was there. The Kazekage was there under a veil. The Hokage was there as they all talk, trying to remain in a civilized manner even though they didn't really like one another. However, plans were being set. Motions were making a move as things were not gonna be that easy. This Chunin exams was gonna invite hell. As Naruto and Sasuke were the first one to be called, the people of the stadium cheered as they saw the last Uchiha. As most of the Shonen populace that were there as well, they were also excited to see Naruto fight. From what they heard, he was good. However, Hiruzen made a shocking development as he told the entire world, well, those that were there, that Naruto was the son of Minato no Mikaze. The Tishikage Oniki was shocked as hell hearing that. As he looked at Naruto right now, he saw those eyes. He saw that here, as he was his son. However, the Hokage made a remark that Naruto would be able to handle any threats or any foes that would be coming his way in the upcoming future, making Oniki realize that the kid was stronger than he thought. So now that the news was public, the people were baffled. However, they were going to go with the exam before they talk about anything else. A distance away off, there was a man with red hair as he was waiting for the signal. This man was none other than Roshi. He contained a powerful beast inside of him, which was a four-tailed monkey. As Roshi was here under the orders of Tishikage, but he was not the only one though. A collaboration was being formed to wipe Konoha off the map. Some of the most powerful nations gathering together, a contingency of their largest forces, not to mention, each of them had brought a Biju, just like what they did to Uzu in the past. However, Kira was not here because of the Civil War. They were gonna wipe Konoha off the map. However, Naruto and Sasuke were unaware of this, as both boys though were gonna show what they were finally capable of. It's been a long time since they fought all out, as Kakashi was worried about the stadium holding up in their attacks, as Saya was standing there watching a smile on her face, as she was also interested to see how strong the both of them progressed, as she knew for one that she had progressed as well. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place of yourself. So this will be jump right into this new episode guys. Begin now. The people of the Hidden Leaf was still in shock to hear that Naruto was the son of Minato no Mikaze. The news came to them as a shock. All this time, said Kiba as he looked down there, as both Naruto and Sasuke stand across one another. He's the son of the fourth Hokage? As the members were there, the news was quite a shock to all of them. To know that Naruto was that man's son, the fourth Hokage deal of Flash, the man that was given a double S rank warning by all the nations, a man that was given a flee on sight order. No, they could understand why Naruto was so strong, but his father had nothing to do with that. Up in the stands, Saya was surprised as she was with the other participants. She was never aware of this, as she wondered why her father never told her. Perhaps he never knew either, or perhaps he did, but he kept it away from her. However, this was not something to worry about right now. Her father told her about the detrimental of this exam, the prospects of the other nations, realizing that Konoha might be an easy target or it might be the worst target for them. That is why she had to give it her all in this exam, to show that Konoha was nothing to scoff at. Looking around the contestant booth, she noticed something though. The members from the other nations were a bit... they were acting strange. Her father had taught her in many sorts of deception and the way to placate your opponents and the way to hide information. And the way they were moving, it seemed like there was something on their mind. Especially the one from Kumo, Yujito, if she remember her name properly, yes. She was the Jinchuriki of the Two Tails. Her father informed her about their status. She glanced towards the Gaara child. His eyes were closed as he seemed to be in a state of meditation. He kept on nodding his head every few seconds, like he was listening to someone. Had the child truly gone insane because of the Bichu inside of him? If there was a possibility of him turning against Konoha, her job was to neutralize him immediately. Her father told her to be cautious because Orochimaru might be planning something. He's not fully sure, but just in case, he had eyes and ears everywhere, as she understood what he meant by that. Down in the stands, as both boys looked toward each other, well, it seems like everyone now knew, said Sasuke, as he slipped into his fighting stance. Oniki was shot by Naruto, but that stance. Oniki narrowed his eyes dangerously. He remembered that stance in the past. The one man that had humiliated him, that treated him like he was less than garbage, that said that his power was too insignificant to even bother him. Madara Uchiha. And that was the same stance that the man took when he was fighting. As he wondered, has this child truly inherited the will and the fighting of Madara Uchiha? If that was the case, well then, the prospect of eliminating them was a bigger high priority now. As Naruto dropped into a strange, unfamiliar stance that no one seemed to recognize. As people start to murmur, I heard that the Naruto kid is a lot stronger than the Uchiha. I mean, well, from what the Hokage said, if his father is truly the fourth Hokage, you can understand, right? As the people start to mumble and whispers went around the crowds. However, everyone was focused on the fight. Their eyes were glued onto the two boys. Sasuke was the first one to make the move as he moved. Naruto moved as well, as the both of them clashed in the center. Palm hitting palm viciously, flesh slamming against flesh, causing the echo across the stadium. The place was silent as everyone seemed to hold their breath watching this fight take place. The two boys were grinning the entire time. Sasuke threw a right hook as Naruto ducked underneath it. Sasuke brought his knee up instantly to shatter Naruto's chin as he came up with such force. However, Naruto brought his hand down and slammed it down. The ground actually cracked under Sasuke's feet, showing the amount of force that Naruto used to counter Sasuke's attack. Neither of them were joking around, they were fighting to the best of their abilities, it seems. Sasuke then proceeded to turn his body, allowing Naruto's fist to fly past him, allowing his hair to blow back as he brought his elbow around, but Naruto caught it. Sasuke ducked as he tried to sweep away Naruto's leg, but Naruto jumped and sent a kick his way. Sasuke crossed his arm as he was blown back. He was forced to flip and skid on his feet before he came to a final stop. It was then that he proceeded to flash through Hansa, being the first one. After all, the people around called him the Inferno Uchiha. Fire style fireball jutsu, he said, as he launched a fireball towards Naruto. Seeing the attacks coming, Naruto rushed forward, head on into the danger, surprising most people. That is when they saw him slam his hand together, as a massive wall erupted behind him, taking shape of a gigantic hand. The hand then came down and slammed the fireball with such force it was out in a second. It also crushed the shurikens behind it that Sasuke had thrown. As the fireball being out like that caused dust to fill the area. As the smoke started to bellow away, showing 8 other miniature fireballs launched towards Naruto. He slammed his hand once again together before he raised it, as a gigantic stone wall formed, as it took the attacks head on as it started to crack. It was then that a piercing blade slashed right through it. The kunai tip was covered in lightning as Naruto ducked, causing the thing to fly past his face. The audience gasped in shock that he was able to react to something like that in the span of a few seconds, not to mention it came through the wall. They were mind-boggling at his speed. It sliced a few of his hair off, but because of the length of his hair, that was a foreseeable thing. As Naruto's back almost touched the ground, but it did not, something held him up, something that they could not see. Oniki was confused by this. He did hear about the boy's talents in the ninja arts, hearing that he could manipulate the elements without even hand sign. Some really experienced ninjas or kages could do that. However, the child was said to manipulate them without any because it was just that natural to him. And that was never heard of in the elemental nation. The Raikage remained quiet as he watched, the Kasakage keeping a keen eye on Naruto. Orochimaru was on that veil and he did not want Naruto to die because he wanted to learn the secrets of his body, to understand what made him tick, to learn what made him do what he did. Gaara's eyes were focused on the match as well, as the whispering of the thing was in his ear that he thought was his mother, but this thing was far older, far more decrepit and far more powerful, as it was trying to kill Naruto for some reasons. It seemed to have a real hatred and grudge against him, but for now, no one knew why. Back down in the stadium. Is it over? Sasuke said, as both him and Naruto walked from behind the rubbles, a distance away from each other. Yes, I believe that warming up is over now. What? They were just warming up, said Ino in shock, as the other Genins felt completely outclassed. The other rookies of this year. Kiba felt ashamed as well. It was like they were on a completely different level that eclipsed all of the other rookie Genins of this year. And it was rather embarrassing because while they just found out that Naruto was related to the fourth, all this time they believed that he did not belong to a clan, and even if that was the case, Naruto never had any family to train him, neither did Sasuke, while they had their clan family and the members help them. And yet, none of them could compare in power to Naruto or Sasuke, as the two boys down below had this grin on their face like they were more than excited for this match. It seems like they were going to finally cut loose. Sasuke's eyes flared to life, his three-totem Sharingan flaring up as it started to swirl, causing Naruto to smirk as he slid his leg a bit. In the blink of an eye, Sasuke was above him. Naruto crossed his arm as the ground broke underneath him when Sasuke made contact. The amount of force that they were moving with was crazy as both boys vanished. Even Kakashi found it a bit hard to keep up with them as they were moving in such speed. Lee's eyes were widening in shock. Such youth, he said. Nechi was forced to activate his Byakugan as he watched the scene. The Hyugas doing the same as well. The two boys were moving all over the field, blinking in and out. The spectators saw a clash of blue. As the two boys were separated, Sasuke was done with a set of hand signs before he drew in a deep, colossal breath. Fire style, he said. Firestorm! The spectators' eyes went wide in shock when he released a literal escape of hell from his mouth. That is the only thing that you could call it because it was colossal. The thing was raining down towards Naruto like it was about to swallow him, and the people actually started to get a bit afraid. The thing was so wide and so massive. Chunins and even some Jonins were shocked by this amount of power display for just Genins. Everyone could see that they were far above that level. Naruto sucked in breath before he then exhaled. He also released fire, but his was red. The two fires made contact as the infernos caused everyone to sweat. Even as far as the Kage boots, Hiruzen reached up as he touched his forehead, feeling the sweat on his brow. The teacher Kage and the Raikage were beyond shock. Mere kids were doing this. The inferno started getting higher and higher velocity, causing the audience to start to sweat even more as they felt like their skin started to bubble until the two boys outed, causing the entire place to be filled with steam. Everyone heard clashes inside, violent blade clashes. Before, wind style, the entire smoke was blown away. Sasuke was thrown violently as he slammed right into the wall. He dropped as he collapsed to one knee, but he picked himself up. He spun around as he blocked the kick that was sent his way. However, he was forced to backpedal, and that backpedaling cost him because Naruto appeared behind him and kicked him in the back, as he was too slow with his movements because of the kick. It was then that Naruto appeared in front of him and grabbed him by the face and lifted him off the ground before delivering 4 hard punches right in his sternum, as Sasuke coughed and spat in mid-air before Naruto slammed a kick under his chin, launching him backwards. The body of the Uchiha crashed into the wall violently as everyone watched. Leaving a gaping hole, Sasuke was literally inside the wall. The people looked down trying to see him emerge, thinking that the fight was over. That is when they heard a yell as a beam of lightning struck right through the hole. as Naruto tilted his body just in time, the thing slicing, charring off a piece of his hair. The thing shot a hole right through the wall as Sasuke emerged, fists cocked back and covered in lightning. Naruto's right hand lit up with wind as he grabbed Sasuke's left, as the lightning was negated as he turned and slammed his fist into Sasuke's face, causing him to stagger back. However, Sasuke smirked as he spat. A needle of lightning shot right in Naruto's arm, stopping him from hitting Sasuke once again. Sasuke capitalized on this as he jumped. He landed right on his palm as he slammed his heel across Naruto's head, Naruto's body being dropped down to the ground. Sasuke wasted no time as he twisted and brought his leg up, slamming it on the Naruto chain, picking him off the ground. He then turned and kicked him out of mid-air. Naruto backpedaled and flipped though as he landed. The moment his feet touched the ground, he shot off. Wind enveloped his entire being. Sasuke braced himself, but Naruto shoulder tackled him and threw him backwards, causing him to break the wall as he coughed up blood. As Naruto pulled his fist back, it started to glow ominously. Before he could do anything though, a gigantic hand tore through the wall and smashed the area that he was, causing everyone to gasp in shock. "What the hell is that?" said Ino, as Kiba and the others looked down. As Neji was shocked, this display of power. Kurosaki bit her nails as she couldn't believe that they were this powerful. Yujito was looking down there having a conversation with Enibe, as she never expected this kind of power. "In Gaara's mind, mother, he's stronger than we estimated," said Gaara. "Yes, more of an incentive for him to die," his mother told him. As Gaara realized that she was right, Naruto Uzumaki, he needed to die. Over to the other side, "Kakashi," said Kurina in shock. Those eyes. Asuma was the one to speak. The next level of the Sharingan. As Kakashi spoke the name, "The Mangekyou Sharingan," he said. Up in the Kage stance. The right Kage, of course, indeed heard about the Mangekyou. Eyes that originally belonged to that man, Madara Uchiha. On the other hand, Oniki was freaking out as he could see a direct copy of Madara standing behind Sasuke. That arrogance, that overwhelming power. As Sasuke's body was shrouded in snow, it started to grow as it started to solidify, creating bones. "Naruto," he said, as he was serious as hell. "You can finally witness the true power of the Uchiha. Today I will show you it all. No more scamping around, no more wasting time. I will show you what I can truly do. I present you with the full power of Sasuke Uchiha," he said, speaking to himself in the third person. The Susanoo rise as Naruto watched. The entire upper half was formed instantly, as the bones were covered by flesh. The purple color sinking in. 2 arms flashing in. Its eyes flashing in with an ominous light as well. The people in the stadium gasped in surprise as the thing was large. As Naruto stood there, most expect him to give up, most expect him to flee, seeing that overwhelming amount of power. However, the thought of him just standing there and not running away had everyone raise their respect for him even more. "How the hell does he plan to fight that thing?" Asuma said. As Kurina was looking as well, wondering the same thing. Guy was intrigued. These 2 students are proven to be above and beyond. Lee's eyes were burned with flames as he saw a more even worthy opponent than Neji by far, as the others are watching in glee and envy as well. Oniki was in a state of shock seeing Sasuke in this state. However, he wondered how does a Namikaze plan to defeat this. "You're right, Sasuke," said Naruto. "I guess it's time that I stop holding back. Stop pulling my punches." As Naruto slammed his hand together, everyone noticed that the place got saturated with so much chakra that it felt heavy on them. However, that was not what shocked them though. What shocked them was the ground cracking open and gigantic roots rushing out. "Wait, is that the Mokidon?" one of the ninjas said. "It can't be." "No, it is. It's a technique of the first Hokage." "Whoa, no shit. It really is. But how?" as the Jonin sensei snapped their head towards Kakashi, but he remained completely oblivious, pretending like he didn't notice them. Everyone watched as the shadow rise and rise and rise until it was solid. There Naruto stood on top of the thing's head, a gigantic humanoid. It was tall and muscular, just the same height as Sasuke Sano, maybe a head above. Its eyes were sparkling with electricity. It had a snarl on its face. Gigantic arms that looked like they can crush buildings, putting in the force. As its feet dug into the ground, tearing them out as it stomped. Its body was big and muscular like a tall, muscular man. Sasuke started to laugh, confusing most of the people there. Every time he shouted, "Every time I thought I have something above you yet, you always pull something like this." However, despite what it looked like, Sasuke was thrilled. Every time Naruto kept on pushing him, for him to realize that he needed to push himself to another level in order to keep up, and it made him got so much more powerful. As Naruto started to smile as well. Let's finish this. The two things move forward as they clash. The violent output of chakra caused the stadium to crumble. The two giant beasts clashed together. Sasuke created a blade as Naruto created a giant shield and blocked the blade before he slammed his fist in Sasuke Sano's face, driving it back before a gigantic wooden serpent emerged on the arm of Naruto's wooden Buddha and wrapped around Sasuke and yanked him, but Sasuke created a third arm as it tore through, tearing off the wooden dragon as it slammed into Naruto's feet, causing the thing to drop to one knee as the hand shoved its blade directly through the shoulder of Naruto Beast. However, the other hand came up and smashed it on Sasuke's shoulder, cracking his Sano, before it smashed it again, cracking it. As the two of them kept on clashing, the people in the stadium were at complete shock and awe, unable to believe what they were seeing, as two boys were recreating something that people thought they would never see again. One represented the ghost of the Uchiha, Madara Uchiha, and the other one represented the Senju. Hashirama Senju, the powers were equal, as both boys clashed until they moved back. Sasuke held up the hand of Sano before it started cracking with lightning. The lightning became so blinding that it was almost hard to fully see. The Hyugas had to deactivate their Byakugan, otherwise risked having eye problems after this. As Naruto's statue opened its mouth, gathering a large beam of energy before, the two things moved forward as the beam was fired. Sasuke shoved his hand forward. The output of the light caused everything to go white. The entire wall started to crumble as the place started to break apart. The ground split as everything was being destroyed by the two techniques, clashing violently. Several envoys had to move towards the upper stadium as they went through hand sign. Earth style, earth wall, they said, creating a protective spear for the civilians, otherwise they would have been hit by the backlash and blown away. Once the technique had died down, the two monsters were nowhere to be seen. What was left was Sasuke on his feet. His hand was covered in lightning. As everyone saw him standing there, they could not tell his condition very well because of smoke. However, Naruto was on the opposite side, a Rasengan in his hand. As the two boys moved, Rasengan, Chidori, the two techniques clashed, creating another explosion of chakra. As everyone shielded their face away, once the techniques died down, the proctor jumped down there, performing a quick wind style, Genma blew away the smoke. As he looked around, as he saw Sasuke down on the ground, face down, he rushed over. However, he saw Sasuke twitch as he flipped over on his back, panting heavily. He was exhausted. As Genma heard footsteps as he turned, they see Naruto stepping out of the smoke. The front of his shirt was torn. Same for Sasuke. However, Sasuke had a gash imprint across his chest, and it seemed to be causing him a lot of pain, but he was pushing through it. As for Naruto, he had burn marks like one you would get from when you were hit by lightning. As Naruto stomped over, the crowd was surprised that he was still on his feet. as he didn't seem like he was gonna fall. "You win," said Sasuke, as Genma overheard the words. As Sasuke's eyes returned back to normal, unable to maintain the Sharingan even more. In terms of chakra, Naruto surpassed him in that area by a whole lot. "Winner," said Genma. "Naruto Namikaze," he called out. Decided to go by that name. As the place was quiet for a moment before, it exploded into cheers. Everyone was cheering happily as Naruto watched as the medics came over. However, he stopped them, confusing them though. As he raised his hand, Sasuke looked towards him as Naruto relieved strange vines from his hand that went around Sasuke as he started to pump chakra inside of him. Sasuke felt it as the wound on his chest started to heal up. The tiny wounds all over Naruto as well start to release steam as his body started to heal, causing Naruto to collapse on his butt as he pumped his chakra into Sasuke. "You know you're gonna have to fight again, right?" said Sasuke. "Yeah, but I should be fine after I get a couple of minutes of rest," said Naruto. "There's nothing to worry about. Just want to make sure that you're on your feet." "Thanks for that," said Sasuke as he felt his chakra returning, as his whole body was healing up. As Naruto chakra had a calming effect to it when he wanted to be. Another time it had a violent, deadly corrosive feeling to it. However, now Sasuke was getting the calm effect. Up in the stands, the Hokage was smiling. That is when he felt it, the sinister intent. This was a perfect moment. While they were weakened, boom! The Hokage box went up in purple smoke. Immediately, the glass shattered as Oniki flew out. The Raikage leaped towards the roof along the Hokage, confusing the people. They were confused by what just... boom! Explosions went off as the walls started to crumble. Immediately though, someone leapt from the boots, causing Saya's eyes to look up as she saw the cat girl going through hand signs. Naruto and Sasuke looked up when a colossal ball of fire breathed down towards them. The blue flames swallowed everything, shocking the Jonins and Chunins who had retained themselves throughout the genjutsu that was cast in the stadium. The two boys were swallowed in the attack, as Yujito landed not a distance away. As everyone realized what was going on, immediately Saya flashed behind Yujito, blade extended to take her head off. However, Samui appeared and blocked it. However, Saya infused her blade with wind chakra and sliced through Samui's blade, surprising girl as she kicked her away before she turned to slice Yujito's head clean off. But Yujito flicked away, showing incredible acrobatics. That is when she heard a voice. "I warned you." She turned in shock when she saw a gigantic hand blocking all of her flame. Sasuke saw no as he got to his feet, as Naruto was still pumping chakra into him, but Naruto was standing in front of him now. Sasuke allowed his eyes to return back to their normal Sharingan states, as he had enough chakra to maintain them. As Naruto unsealed his blade as he pointed towards Yujito. "I warned you," he said. She remembered all those months ago when they were in the town of Wave and what he told her. However, she didn't have time for that as she extended her nails. Before she could do anything, the roar could be heard. A black panther surged right towards the two boys. However, Shidori, as Kakashi tore right through the technique. As Darui landed, Kakashi lifted up his headband as he showed off his Sharingan. That is when they all felt it. A sinister chakra. It started to bubble and rise as they all felt it from inside of her. Yujito wasted absolutely no time as this was her orders. Her entire body exploded in blue flames. But they heard a voice shouted out, "Wood style!" As it was not Naruto though. Wood binding technique. Several branches went around her still available limbs and wrapped around them. However, the fire started to intensify as the Biju was being released. However, Naruto slammed his hand on the ground. The center of the area split open. Gigantic vines erupted and slammed down on her. Yamato stood there in shock. "It's Mokiton. It's far stronger than mine," he thought to himself, as the vines pinned her down and started to siphon off the chakra. They rushed right through them as they rushed into Naruto, his body being a natural cleanser, cleansing that chakra, filling his system up as Naruto absorbed every single last bit that she was pumping out, causing Yujito's body to weaker down instantly, as she felt so drained. In the span of a few seconds Naruto took the horrendous Biju chakra and absorbed it into himself, forcing the Namek to rest inside of her, unable to come out because of the chakra that was stolen from it. That is when root ninjas appear on the field, ready to capture the girl. However, Dori shouted out as the Kumo ninjas leaped down. "Don't let them take her! Kill her if you have to," he said. They could not let Konoha get their hands on another Biju. That would be detrimental for them. As the Kumo ninjas came down, there was a lot of them as they flanked from all areas. "Shidori Iso," said Sasuke as he held out his hand, causing multiple needle of Shidori start a shot, piercing many of them, stopping them in their tracks as the root ninjas rushed over as one of them slammed a paper seal on Yujito, just for precaution. Saya landed beside Naruto is on her side, she said, as she had a small gash run along her arm, which she was bandaging up. Over to the side, the body of Samui lay there, as there was blood coming from her as she was unmoving. The root ninjas took Yujito as they flashed off with her. Darui cursed as he watched Yujito being taken away, as he clashed against Kakashi. He had to move as the guy came down and cracked the ground that he was just standing on, as Naruto felt it in all of this chaos as he turned his head, as he saw Gaara standing there looking at him. However, there was same black markings were over him, as Gaara looked towards him in motion for him to come, as he started to walk off, knowing what he had in store as Naruto looked around. But before he could do anything though, they all felt it. What the hell? They leaped up to the wall as they saw a massive beast rushing towards the village. It held up its mouth in the sky as it started to gather chakra. As it came to a stop, "It's another tail beast." Another ninja shouted as Naruto went to your hand side. "Summoning jutsu," he said. Jiraiya doing the same thing as well. Gigantic toads came and crushed the snakes. However, that is when they heard a roar. Oniki, who was flying in the air, heard it, as everyone looked to see a gigantic beast hovering over the village. "Naruto-sama," the gigantic red dragon said. Oniki was baffled as he looked towards the beast, as he wasn't expecting this. "Shiro-chan," Naruto shouted, "can you slow that thing down?" "Yes, will do, Naruto-sama." The feminine voice came from the dragon. "Wait," a voice said as Jiraiya landed. "Take me with you. I can help seal that thing off." As Naruto looked towards the dragon and nodded as Jiraiya hopped on top of its back, as it flew off. The dragon then opened its mouth and released hot, white flames. Shiro flames were especially unique, as the flames beared down on the four-tailed monkey, disrupting the concentration of the tail beast ball, causing the chakra to disperse, as he was trying to hit the center part of the village, not where the fighting was going on. After all, his allies were in there as well. However, he was forced to stop. He quickly generated a lava ball in his hand and threw it. However, the dragon dodged an attack. Meanwhile that was going on, Oniki started to create a particle style. However, he had to fly away as a wind attack tore through the air. As he turned, standing there was none other than Danzo Shamira, looking up at the man, as Oniki looked towards him in a snarl, before he turned his hands towards Danzo as he formed another attack, as both war veterans started to clash. Back down in the center, Naruto, Sasuke, go after Gaara and his siblings, stop them by any means necessary. I have no idea what you're planning, but if he transforms, he will turn his wrath on this village. Stop him. As the both of them nodded towards Kakashi before they sprint off. Over to the side, as Saya had her blade out, as she looked towards Kurosaki. You and your grandfather will regret taking actions against our village. As Kurosaki slammed their fists together, as they were both encased in rock. We regret nothing, she said. Bring it, bitch. As Saya moved as they clashed together. Up on top of the academy roof, there was a barrier. Inside of said barrier, Hiruzen shook his head. I can't believe that you would side with someone like Orochimaru. It's finally time for the leaf to get removed from their high horse, the right Hage said. And if siding with someone like him entails leaf defeat, then I will, by any means necessary, he said. Orochimaru chuckled. My, you make me sound like a horrible person. While I'm just trying to remove my old sensei from is horrible. Workload, he said, with a sinister smile. It's time I wrongfully right that mistake I made all those years ago by letting you live. As Orochimaru chuckled, well, old man, let's see you try your best, he said. Behind Hiruzen stood two squadron of Anvu as they were inside the barrier. Hiruzen had been prepared, so that is why most of them were ready for what is come. However, these were not normal Anvus though. These were the best of the best, as these Anvus were able to train with Sani level ninjas. Showing the strength that they possess, they were the top elites, the two best group that Hiruzen had. As they were all ready for action as Hiruzen tore off his Hokage robes, showing that he had his battle armor underneath. The Raikage ready himself as lightning cackled around him. He knew that he should have brought B for this, but if things went bad, well, he couldn't afford for B to be here because he could not sense the Nimbus chakra, and she should be rampaging through the village by now, as he wondered what the hell was going on. Meanwhile, as Naruto and Sasuke arrived to a different section of the forest, that is when they heard Temari shouting, "Gaara, we need to go," she said. "Ibiki told us that we were tricked. Orochimaru was the one that did this, not Kazekage." Naruto and Sasuke looked towards one another hearing that. "Enough!" Temari was blown away. "What the hell?" said Kankuro. "Why did you do that?" "Shut the hell up before I kill you." As Naruto and Sasuke emerged. "Finally! What took you so long?" said Gaara. Kankuro frowned, damn it, as he jumped towards Gaara's side. "We have to BAM!" Gaara struck him across the face. His head slammed against a tree, knocking him out cold. Temari stood up shocked. "Gaara, why are..." "I'm not Gaara," he said. As Naruto narrowed his eyes. "So I was correct." "What the hell is this thing?" said Sasuke, narrowing his gaze as he looked towards the black markings. "Who are you? Where's my brother?" "Not important. What you need to know is, stand in my way, and you die," he said. As Naruto pulled out his blade, Sasuke doing the same thing as well. "You remember that darkness?" said Naruto. "Yeah," said Sasuke. "Whatever this thing is, I believe that it's a part of it somehow." "Well then, I guess there's nothing else that needs to be said. This thing needs to die." "No," said Temari, "you can't." "Shut up, woman," said Gaara. "Let them try. I'll rip them apart." Temari frowned and she rushed forward. She rushed and picked up Kankuro as sand exploded outwards, shooting towards the two. Naruto and Sasuke moved like a well-oiled machine as they dodged either attack before they appear in front of him. But he simply smirked as the ground gave way. Sand tentacles shot up, almost piercing them. As the both of them backpedaled, slicing through them, Naruto's blade got covered in lava before he swung it. Gaara raised a massive shield of defense as the lava simmered through it, but it gave him enough time to move out of the way. "You have no idea what you're dealing with. You only know a bit of information about me. But you, Naruto Uzumaki, I know everything about you. Able to wield the elements like child's play. Able to merge and twist them as you see fit. Believe that you're great, but I assure you you're nothing." "What the hell is your deal with me? I don't even know you," said Naruto. "Figure you wouldn't. Well, it doesn't matter now. I'll kill you where you stand. Not if I have to say anything about it," said Sasuke as he launched a beam of lightning, causing Gaara to raise another wall as it allowed him to move as the lightning tore right through it. Over to the other side, supermassive giant Rasengan. Jiraiya slammed the technique on the giant 4-tailed monkey, slammed it in the ground. As he jumped away rather quickly as fire spread all over the area as both him and the dragon clashed. Shiro lowered herself, causing Jiraiya to jump back on her back. As they required the collaboration, the both of them spew fire as he shoots hot, searing lava out of his mouth, clashing with them back towards the village. As Kurosaki had to backpedal a bit, she had 4 slashes across her arm, one that went straight over her chest as she spat blood to the side. Saya was not doing so well either, as her arm was black and bruised from getting hit from those giant rock-infused arms. As she was holding her own though, As everyone was clashing around the stadium, the Sand Ninjas start to retreat after Baki gave them the signal. They were tricked, so they start to flee. The Stone, Kumo, and the Sound start to clash. However, the root agents that were in hiding start to reveal themselves. As a root agent start to run through the field, infecting everyone with its poisonous bugs. The purple rash run across their body and start to infect them and kill them. Another one invade their mind and start to use them to slaughter its own friends and comrades. Despite the great, overwhelming forces against them, Konoha was actually pushing them back as everyone was going crazy. La Sekureku, said Guy as he caught up several shinobis as he rained fire fists down on them, destroying them. Cloaked in the sixth gate, he was moving like a phantom, wiping away enemies. However, for Naruto and Sasuke, the battle was proving to be a bit more challenging than they thought. Sasuke was face down into a tree as he picked himself up. He spat out blood. His Mangekyo Sharingan was already activated. This guy, who the hell is he? Said Sasuke. I don't know, said Naruto. But I underestimated him. He's a lot stronger than I thought. I told you that you all will die. Starting with you, said Gaara as he smirked. Whatever this thing was, it was giving Gaara power that Naruto and Sasuke was finding hard to keep up with. He wasn't only using sand, he was also using fire as well. Great black fire. However, it could not keep up with Sasuke Amaterasu, but it was still intensely hot. However, that wasn't the only case. He was controlling and twisting the earth. He could also use a form of the Mokiton, but his were black and grey, and they were jagged. As the thing was smirking the entire time using Gaara, Tamaru was afraid from where she stood as she had the unconscious Kankuro. What the hell happened to their brother? As Naruto had heard that the Sand was tricked into this, the Sand was a former ally of theirs. Former, he said, now because of the attack. But if they were truly tricked into this by Orochimaru, maybe there is a chance. But this guy that was controlling Gaara right now, the both of them had to die. As Naruto see no way around that. As both him and Sasuke charged back in as they clashed. The forest was being torn up. Temari had to jump away, with Kankuro unable to stay around for too long. Otherwise, they would be caught up in a backlash of the chaos that was taking place. Everything was being torn down and destroyed. She heard a roar of frustration as she turned as she saw Naruto with his blade up in the heavens. She then saw him do the impossible as he brought said blade down and split the earth. The entire section that he stood. Gaara's right arm was torn off in the attack. Instead of blood though, wisps of black shadow came from it. However, he extended that shadow and reattached Gaara's arm. As Naruto moved in, its speed surpassing that of this thing. His legs covered in lightning as he smashed it across his face, shattering a side of his face, causing blood to spit out of Gaara's mouth this time. As Sasuke came in from the top and slammed a heel down into his skull, causing Naruto to raise his hand as his hand became covered in pure hot magma as he punched it. As he was about to tear it right through Gaara's chest, however, a violent explosion blew the two boys away. The thing was devastating as several cuts, laceration, as both of them were bloody. Their bodies were thrown. However, it seemed like it took great effort on its part to use that explosive technique of his. As the body of Gaara seemed to be stumbling and weakened than before, at least 5 times weaker, as it started to pull itself back together. If they keep fighting like that, they will actually kill me, said Gaara, as he was speaking in that same strange tone, unfamiliar. As Temari knew that something was wrong, she knew from the beginning, but she never knew that it was this bad. Despite that, the Naruto and Sasuke refused to fall, as the both of them got back up. However, Sasuke was surprised as Naruto slammed a hand into his chest and used wind to push him away. As Naruto raised his hand, however, despite his wind attack, several came through. Sand bullets that were so fine they tore into his skin. Kid, this is bad, said Kurama in his head. I know, said Naruto. Where is all this power coming from? I have no idea, but this sinister feeling reminds me of something that is even more sinister of myself. But I just can't put my finger on it. Whatever this thing is, it needs to be vanquished. Otherwise, it will be the death of all of us. He was right. Leviathan was right. This monster is far too powerful. You will have to kill that child along with it. Before Naruto could say anything though, Gar started to laugh before. Let me show you what true power entails. Naruto's eyes watched as the earth and the sand came together to create a monster. And Gara was on the forehead of it as he laughed. He raised his hand as the monster of the hand raised. The body of the thing was at least 2 times the size of Shikaku, which was enormous. It was wide and massive. Everyone from the village could see it. The people were petrified in shock as they couldn't believe. What the hell was that thing? It had strange spikes all along its back. Half of his face was showing the face of Shikaku, but it seemed to be subdued and under control. The other half was showing this monster with glowing black eyes. The thing had a tail behind as it smashed onto the ground, creating utter destruction and chaos. As Naruto slammed his hands together, creating a force of wind that dispelled most of the effects. This is true power, Uzumaki, and this will be your end! He shot his hand forward, shotting the entire earth towards Naruto. Sasuke jumped in front of him and slammed his hand together, creating a gigantic Suno. As he pumped his chakra into it, causing his eyes to bleed. It tanked most of the effects, but it started to break through. As the thing gathered a Bichu ball within seconds and launched it, Sasuke crossed the arm, however the thing made contact. As Sasuke felt his force breaking, the thing released black fire and broke through Sasuke's defense, causing both him and Naruto to be swept away in the chaos. As Naruto reached out and caught him and flipped him over and covered him, as most of the attack slammed into his back, but because of his wood stab he was protected as he reinforced his skin. Sasuke flipped over. Damn it, he said. This thing. I know, said Naruto. We need to combine our efforts. I'll use my statue. You use your Suno. We need to take this thing down, said Naruto. As Naruto was unaware that his body, his markings started to glow green. You still think that you can defeat me, Gar said, as he created a blade. Well then, fine. I suppose it's now good a time to end this. Naruto raised his hand towards Sasuke with a fist bump. Sasuke slammed his fist against it. You ready? Said Naruto. Yeah. However, something strange happened. What the hell? Said Sasuke. As Naruto chakra shrouded the both of them. What's going on? I don't know, said Naruto as a light. Swallow all of them. The monster that was looking down shielded its face. What the hell was that? It said. As smoke filled the entire area. As Naruto was unaware that the markings on his body that he got from the dragons were glowing, something strange just happened. The smoke started to clear away as the 2 boys were gone. As a person leaped out of the smoke and landed right in front of the thing. Who are you, Gar said as he looked down. As he looked towards this new person that stood there. We? The voice said, sounding like it was 2 people mixed together. As the image of the person came into view. However this new individual was, they were wearing black pants, shinobi sandals, a white, loose-fitted coat, with a black shirt underneath. The person was roughly 6 foot in height. The person had long blonde hair, with 2 black bangs coming down his face. He possessed a pair of Mangekyo Sharingan. However, strange black markings started to appear in his face, and a circle appeared on his forehead. The black lines went down into his cheek. I am Saruto, he said, and this. His eyes twirl as they switch, turning into a new pair of eyes. They had ring patterns in them as they were purple. Saruto? Said Gaara. Where the hell is Naruto? And that damn cursed Uchiha? You have their chakra. Not only that, I don't only have it. It is magnified, adding together all of our abilities, giving us this power that will bring you down, he said. You merge. How? Said Gaara. No idea. But let me show you what I can do, he said. The entire place started shook. The heavens went dark, pitch black, causing everyone to stop fighting. Electricity started to gather from the heavens. Those eyes. Those accursed eyes, said Gaara. You're the same. Just like him. The Rinnegan. Oh, trust me, said Saruto. You haven't seen anything yet. As his body exploded in chakra, creating a monstrosity. As the people of Konoha, baffled in shock to what they saw, all ninjas came to a stop. As this thing was enormous. As the monster that was currently resided within Gaara was speechless at this power, at this new phenomenon that came forth when these two persons merged together. Right in the forehead of this gigantic beast was Saruto. As the body of the beast started to move. Now, let me show you power, he said. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune for the rest of what's coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But I'm off now. See you guys soon. Peace guys.